I am live in theory. TBD if this is actually working. Yes, my face is very there. Someone's on. Shit. Hi, welcome. I am glad to see that there are people here. Just doing a sound check. If someone could let me know in the chat if you can hear me, that would be fantastic. All right, seems like folks can hear and have found the live stream. So, given that it is just after 7, I think we'll get started. I want to first thank Mia and Mike for helping make sure that I have access to this live stream and did not have to drive 2 hours each way in the snow to lead services. Really makes my evening a whole lot more comfortable. So, my name is Rayden Marcum. I am in my 4th year at the Hebrew College Rabbinical School, and Reb Josh asked for someone to lead in his absence, and I answered the call. I know that he had hyped up Sam Tigel, whom many of you know from High Holidays. Sam is a phenomenal service leader, significantly more experienced than I am, and more musically inclined as well. So hopefully you didn't have your hopes too high for that, but I'll do my best. And my birds will accompany me as we go along. Apologies in advance if that is distracting for anyone. So, welcome to the end of a season, as it were. Tonight is the longest night of the year in many places, and the solstice sort of marks the returning of light because we're moving through that darkest moment of the year. It is also sort of an ending of a dark moment for me, as this is the very end of my finals week. So my apologies for maybe a lower energy than I might otherwise have brought. With that, let's get into it. I don't think you can see my candles, but I do have candles here. And I'm going to begin by lighting candles. Oh, maybe you can just see them. One note before we begin is that I was not able to get a copy of the exact same Siddur that Reb Josh usually uses. I instead have the big blue version of Mishkan Tefillah. I think I have page numbers for most of what I'm doing in your usual Siddur. I don't know if anybody has that on hand or if we're all just winging it. But I will try to mark out loud where we are. So. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Sake of fire safety, I'm going to move the candles off of my computer. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. I'm reading on page 127 in Big Blue Mishkan Tefillah. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. On page 10 for you, we'll do Yedid Nefesh. It is one of the most beautiful poems and one of my favorite songs that is in our liturgy. And I so rarely get a chance to spend time with it. But Yedid Nefesh welcomes us to welcome the Sabbath bride into our homes, into our hearts, into our connections with other people. Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman Meshoch Avdach Eretz Onach Yarutz Avdach Kemo Ayal Yishtachave el mul hatarach Yerav lo yedidutach minofet tzuf vechol ta'am Hatur na'eh ziv ha'olam Nafshi cholat ahavatach Ana elna refana la Beharot la noam zivach Az titchazek v'titrape v'hayta la shimchat olam Vatik yemuna rachamecha v'chusana al ben ohavach ki ze kama nichsafti Lirot betiferet uzach Ele chamda libi vechusana ve'el tit'alam Higalena ufros chavivi alai et sukat shelamecha ta'ir eretz mikevodach Nagila v'nismecha bach מהר אהוב כי במועד v'chonenu ki me'olam. I had originally planned to do a bunch more singing. I was really excited to be in a community that likes to sing, and I had a whole bunch of songs planned. But given that I'm now here and you're all there, wherever there may be, and I don't get the joy of seeing your faces and hearing your voices, and also it's not as much fun being on a screen as it is being together in person. So given all of that, I'm going to skip some songs that I had originally planned to do and continue on to I think we'll jump to Lecha Dodi. We're going to do verses 1, 2, 5, 6, and 9. This, if you have I think it's a green book, will be on page 16. I have it on page 138. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I can stay on key a little better than the last song. Lecha Dodi likat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, השמיענו אל המיוחד, Adonai echad u'shemo echad. That, hang on a moment. I lost the melody halfway through that. Thank you for your patience. I, as I said, have had a very long week, and just all of the melodies I've ever known for Lecha Dodi just fled my mind. So instead of doing what I had planned, I'm going to jump to verse 8. And sing one of my favorite melodies, which is by Deborah Sachs-Mintz, I believe. And it's almost more of a ballad. So, at verse 8, Yamin Husmo Tifrotzi ואת אדוני תעריצי. על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה לך דודי לקראת כלה. פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה. פני שבת נקבלה. Verse 9. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה. תוך אמונה עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה. פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה. פני שבת נקבלה. Your space will be broad, your worship free. Await the promised one. We will exult, we will sing for joy. Enter in peace, O crown. Enter in gladness, enter in joy. Come to the people that keeps its faith. Enter our bride, enter our bride. And we are rapidly moving out of the receiving the Shabbos bride mode and into the evening service. So we have one more psalm, and then we'll move to the Shema and its blessings. I'm on page 140. I think the green book might be page 18 for Mizmor Shir. Mizmor Shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodot l'Adonai, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות. עלי הצום ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינוך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. We turn now to page 146 or 24, or perhaps it's somewhere else entirely for you. We turn to the Barchu. I invite you to root where you are or rise to stand in body or in spirit for Barchu. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, my sibling, or shall we cross over? This is an hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Blessed are you, source of all, who mixes the evenings. On page 28 or 150, we can come to the second blessing, the last sort of moment before the Shema, Ahavat Olam, where we recognize the enormous love with which God interacts with the world, and which we hopefully also get to feel and share and interact with. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shofenu u'v'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לעוד על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם Adonai Elohechem Emet. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai. There is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be at one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neda b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moshe and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Our next bracha is a blessing for peace, especially when we're at our most vulnerable, when we are lying down, when we're sleeping. And this is the one I think I was most excited to sing with you in person. It's a melody that's just very dear to me and is most powerful in a group when you can sing different parts and hear the harmonies and how they intermingle. But I'm on page 160. You might be on page 38 for Ufros Aleinu. Ufros Aleinu Sukat Sukat Shalom Echa Shalom. 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 Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. I invite you again to root or to rise in body or in spirit for Veshamru as we begin the Amidah, the central prayer of, well, I was going to say of this service, but in fact of all services and of arguably Judaism. But first, Vishamru, I'm on page 162. You might find it on page 40, and then we'll move directly from there into the Amidah, which begins for me on 164, and I think for you on 148. And we'll begin the Amidah aloud, and then pray silently for a few moments, and come back together with Shalom Rav. So, Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'toratam berit olam. Beni uven b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'toratam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz veshamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat le'toratam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'toratam berit olam. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. This is a prayer for peace. Goodness knows we need peace in this world and in this time and in ourselves, in our families, in our relationships, in our hearts. And speaking of peace in families, this week we are reading Parshat Vayeshev. which is about as far from peace in a family as you can get in many ways. I'm going to give a brief synopsis of the Parsha, and then I'm going to pass it off to my partner, Izzy, for a Dvar Torah, a bit of learning that we get to engage in together. So, Parashat Vayeshev begins with Yaakov, or Israel, settling down and having so many children. And they grow up. He has, we know, at least 13 kids, eventually. Who's to say if there are other daughters in the mix besides Dinah? But for the moment, we'll say 13. And these children grow up. They have interpersonal disputes. Joseph is the 11th son, but the first by Yaakov's favorite wife, Rachel. And he is far and away Yaakov's favorite son and is treated with a lot of favoritism. His brothers get jealous and make Joseph disappear. They sell him into slavery in Egypt and tell his father that he has been torn asunder by wild beasts. We learn more about Joseph's time as a slave in Egypt, and that he is eventually promoted through his master's house to be the head of household. And he then attracts the eye of his master's wife. There's a whole scandal around that, and Joseph gets thrown in jail. We then, I think it's about there in Torah that we take a pause and look at a narrative involving one of Joseph's brothers, Yehuda, who is the one who specifically sold him into slavery. There we hear the story of Tamar, who is a woman scorned, as they say. And she takes back her own agency and eventually finds her own sort of redemptive path. We then jump back into Joseph's story and hear and learn that he not only interprets his own dreams, but also other people's. And he interprets the dreams of a few different people in prison and does not get appropriately thanked for those dream interpretations. And that is where we leave off this week. Tune in next week for the continuation of that story. With that in mind and thoughts of dreams, my partner Izzy is a brilliant scholar and very good with dreams. And they took pity on me with the amount of writing that I did for finals this week and my subsequent lack of words to share, and very kindly offered to give a Dvar Torah tonight. So I will pass it off to them.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Izzy. I'm Rayden's partner. I'm really grateful that they asked me to share Dvar with you all. As you can see, I'm wearing my pajamas. We're very cozy. We're thinking about dreams. I also made some good soup, and we're really leaning into this beautiful wintry day. I hope that you all are feeling comfortable wherever you are. It's really beautiful with all the snow outside. And it's very seasonally appropriate. And I hope that for our climate's sake and for our sake, that we stay on this winter path. So the leaves have fallen and the tree's energy have gone back to their roots below the ground to rest and to dream of the seasons to come. And so that is also what our role is in this world at this time. That is what our role is in this season. Our role is to dream too. So Kislev, this month that we're in right now, is a month of dreaming. And the Parsha for this week is about a lot of different dreams, especially prophetic dreams about what is to come in the future. And I'd like to invite you all to engage with some of your dreams. So if you'd like, I invite you to close your eyes. And if you are not feeling like closing your eyes, let your gaze rest just in front of you. Just softly look at something or gaze off into the distance and let yourself relax. It's finally Friday. It's finally Shabbos. Baruch Hashem, we're here. And just let's take a deep breath. Let's inhale together. Let it go. We're here. Feel where your sit bones meet the seat you're in, or where your feet are meeting the ground, and allow yourself just to soften and feel yourself there a little bit more. We're here. And we're going to be cozying up to our heart a little bit. So what does your body need to be a little bit more comfortable right now? What would make you feel a little bit safer, more restful, more present? What would make you feel more here? It can be hard to be in our bodies, and it can be hard to slow down enough to feel what we need to do that, to listen to our hearts, our soul, our nefesh, especially when we're trying to listen, and especially when we're trying to invite in a little bit more coziness, make a little bit more space. So if we can take a breath here, make some space, allow it to be a little bit more restful. What do you feel? What's happening for you? Maybe it's a bit warmer. Maybe you can feel your muscles loosen. Maybe there's a place in you where you could just nestle in, be a little bit softer, cozier, feel like a little animal who wants to burrow down. Let's take another breath and rest down into that space if it feels good to you. Do you need to wiggle? Do you need to move? Do you need to be in that space a little bit more? What would help you feel softer in that space and really make it yours? Engage with that part of you that is warm, that is cozy, that is safe, that is here, that is just for you, that is here just for you. When we make that space, that warm, cozy place for ourselves, we can make a little bit more room for our dreams to come in. They feel safe enough that we might listen, that we might open our ears and our hearts and our eyes to something that is a little bit extraordinary outside of our everyday. And it's Shabbos, and that is what we are here to do, allow in the things that are a little bit outside of our regular 6 days out of the week. So in that little nest space that you're building, that you found, I invite you to decorate it, to imagine anything that would make you feel more comfy, more safe. What would you like to lie down on? What would you like to rest on? What would make you feel good enough to take a nap on, to feel safe enough to rest on, make you feel special and present and there. Do you need pillows? Some good soft moss, cloud? That's your space, and it's warm and cozy for you. Allow yourself to take a breath and nestle in. Give that pillowy space to your dreams. That is where your dreams can rest their heads and imagine their brightest and best selves. That is a good nest, a den to spend the winter in, a place to dream and imagine and wait for spring. We've invited that space to be warm and comforting for you, exactly what you're needing. And now that we've built that space for our dreams to come and rest, to come and visit, to spend the winter, to hibernate, I invite you to breathe into that space, to rest into it, and open to your heart, your soul, your nefesh, and listen. Allow it to speak to you. What does it want for you? What does your soul dream into this space? What is your soul dreaming for you? What is it dreaming for your loved ones? What does your soul want for your friends, for your family? What does your soul want for your partner, for your parents, for your children? What does your soul want for your neighbor? What does your soul want for this planet that we are so blessed to be a part of? What is it that you are planting here? Because these dreams are seeds. We are planting dreams that will rest. And while they are resting, they'll grow. They're going to put down roots deep into that coziness that you've built for them. And then slowly they'll grow forward. They'll grow up. They'll grow out and grow through your heart. We've built this cozy space for them. We dream for them marvelous things, beautiful and loving things. Now is not the time for harvesting. It is the time to dream. And over the coming days, the weeks, the months, we'll allow our dreams to slowly grow. So, may your seeds put down roots, and may they grow new green shoots in the future. And may you find the fruits come spring, and may you harvest them come summer. I invite you to tuck in those dreams like a beloved child. Tell them your best bedtime stories. Kiss them goodnight. Let's take a deep breath together. May your dreams dream you, and may all of your dreams be good dreams. Good Shabbos.
Yasher koach, and thank you, Izzy. Yasher koach, and thank you, Izzy. Goodness knows I could spend a little more time letting my dreams dream me in their own image. Among our many dreams, and I imagine I speak for many people other than myself in this, among our many dreams are dreams of health and rejuvenation, renewal of body and spirit and soul. So I invite us to page 175, maybe, or perhaps someplace else in other books, for Misha Berach. And given that I do not have a list of names for healing from Reb Josh, I would love if folks want to share some names in the chat those they are praying for healing for. You can also hold names in your heart, and in the Blue Book, Mishaberach can be found on page 371. We'll pray for healing. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. May all our prayers for peace, healing, and well-being be answered soon and completely. On page 187, we will say Aleinu and affirm the oneness of God, and that we too have responsibilities in this world. Aleinu means on us. It is up to us. So I'm on page 586. To begin, I think you might be on 187, and I invite you to root or to rise in body or spirit. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. Just a couple more things before we call it a night. Again, I don't, unfortunately, have a list of names from this community, but I invite you to hold the names of those who have passed recently or at this season in years past, to hold those names and the memories of those people in your heart, and or to put them in the chat. I will read a poem and then say Kaddish. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die. People do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמה רבה מבורך, יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה. May the memories of all those we're thinking of be for blessings. The cats have thoughts. I had a note in my service outline to ask for announcements here, but as I'm the only one who can talk, if there are any announcements that are super important, perhaps they can go in the chat. Otherwise, we will conclude with Shalom Aleichem, and then I will make Kiddush and wish you a good night. Shalom Aleichem can be found on page 20 in the Green Book, and I have it on page 142. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech Malachi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. בואכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי העליון. ממלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי העליון. ממלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי העליון. ממלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. I have Kiddush on page 123. I don't know what page it's on in the Green Book, but here we are. This is, in fact, wine. It's just in a mug. ויערב ויהי בוקר יום השישי, ויחולו השמיים והארץ, וכל צבאם. ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו, אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו, ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחיל לנו, זיכרון למעשה וראשית. כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים. ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Thank you all for joining me. Shabbat Shalom. May it be a safe and cozy and restful and dreamful Shabbat for all of you.